away. And yes, last evening at about 9:14 p.m., if my mind serves me right, there was that post on X from, I don't know if I should say former, but yeah, for now we'll say former. We all know him, Micheal Wokorach. If you've been close to rugby, you know that name. If you've not, welcome to this special interview. So there was that post insinuating, and I say insinuated because I will be explaining why in just a bit, that he had called time on his fantastic career. So he is our fantastic guest this afternoon. Micheal, good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Apologies for getting you out of office.
No, it's fine. It's my lunch break, so pretty much sure I would have made here. So that's why I'm here today. And
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. NTV, I've been here a couple of times, but it's good that I'm coming here after actually announcing my retirement.
Just a couple of hours after.
Yeah.
I will start with the question I asked. Why at 9, Micheal? Why?
So this thing has already been in my mind for some time. I've been thinking about it since the year began. Actually, over the years, I posted something in 2023, but actually it was not official. Okay. I played for 2 other years, and this year I got a very bad injury at the beginning of the year, and it kept me out of the game for about 2 months. So I've been considering this because, you know, the sport takes a lot out of you. And before I was playing both the 7s and the 15s, so I thought it was actually time for me this year to say goodbye to the sport. And me putting up the post last night was just to keep people in suspense. All through the night? All through the night. And this morning I actually came and broke the news that I finally decided to close the chapter of my rugby career. Which is why we appreciate a bit more, because, you know, when people have just dropped that bomb, they first hide and don't want to speak. So we thank you for coming through. And I think for those that were worried, that's confirmation that this time round, Micheal is a bit more serious. He has called time. Yes, I'm a bit more serious, and I didn't want to be like the other athletes who just disappear. We don't know if they have retired or not retired, but it was right for me to come out in the open and officially say I'm done with the sport. Quick one, why now? I know you've spoken about the injury, but and thinking about it for, you know, ever since they are started. But I think I've given the sport quite a lot. I've played for Heathens for 18 seasons. So 18 seasons equates to 18 years of rugby. I started playing my rugby in 2002. It makes it 23 years of rugby, actually. So I feel my body has given all it can. And besides, I also have my work outside rugby that I have to concentrate on. And rugby was taking much of my time. So I think this is the best time for me to actually say I am done with the sport, because I feel I've nurtured a couple of players who can take up the mantle, the captainship, and also ensure that they steady the ship to the next destination. When you speak about 23 years, what has that journey been like? It has been an amazing journey with ups and downs. Definitely, you don't rule away injuries, but also it has been about sacrifices. I have really sacrificed a lot. I remember in 2019, I chose rugby over my work, and I got sacked from my job. Because the job had to look at who spends most of their time at work and who is not in. And at that time, I traveled quite a lot, so they had to lay me off, and because of rugby. So I have really sacrificed a lot. It has been ups and downs, but one thing I can say is I think I've liked it the most. The ups have been outweighing the downs, so it has been an amazing journey for me. When you speak about 23 years, for people that love their numbers, you know, you're speaking about 54 test caps. I was looking at, you know, how many league titles you've won and everything else in there. What's your biggest honor for the time you spent playing this sport? Definitely representing the country at the highest level, and I would say playing in the World Cup Sevens in both 2018 and 2022. I think those are the biggest achievement any rugby player would want to achieve. It was unfortunate that we didn't get to the Olympics, but if we had ever gotten to the Olympics, I think I would have retired that same year. But unfortunately, we tried our best but did not get there. So my biggest honor has been captaining the Rugby Sevens to the World Cup and representing Uganda to the World Cup. You speak about captaining the Rugby Sevens for more than a decade, but also played a prominent role, an outside centre for the 15s as well. What do you make of the 2 formats? The 2 formats, definitely the Sevens is quite intense. You need to have some good speed and some very good conditioning. The 15s is much slower than the 7s because in the 7s you need to think as quick as you can and try and execute. In the 15s, there's a lot of walking, there's a lot of waiting for the ball, but If you would ask me which one I love the most, definitely I would love the sevens because I got to travel around the world.
Yeah. And out of curiosity, what would you say would be your best moment when you look back?
My best moment, definitely, I would take it back to 2022,
yeah.
because we won the Rugby Africa Sevens here at Chadondo with a very huge and massive crowd, and then we went on to play in the Commonwealth Games. It was really amazing. We put up a very good show. We actually almost beat Australia, but ended up drawing, and then we went to the World Cup in Cape Town and managed to win the bowl. So for me, 2022 was my best year of rugby.
Best year of rugby, yeah. But also, Michael, we've seen a couple of athletes, not just in rugby, play for maybe 5 years and 7 years and 10 years. When you speak about 23 years, what do you put that down to? Because I'm sure there are people looking at you and thinking, 23? And yet he still looks like he could give us a bit more 2 years.
I know. Actually, when I posted, some people were like, please don't do it. I think you still have another 2 years. But what I can say, it has been dedication. Sacrifice, dedication, and respect. One thing I tell all the rugby players who are upcoming is respect your body. And not only your body, respect the coaches as well. Because this body you take on the battlefield needs to be respected. So you don't have to go maybe drinking a night before a game or misusing yourself. You need to keep your body in condition for you to actually last in the sport for this time.
Any regrets in there?
Okay, I really love the sport. This sport has done so much for me. It has opened so many doors for me, because I can tell you one story is my first job, I got it through Rugby Connections. Yeah, all I did is I approached the MD of the company and I told them about myself. I explained that I'm Micheal Wokorach and I'm just fresh from campus and I'm trying to look for a job. So I remember she asked me, can we meet in my office? And then we talk about it. So I went to her office, and the next thing she asked me is, when do you want to start? And I can tell you, she never saw my papers.
Wow.
For the 8 years I worked in that company. So rugby has actually opened so many doors for me, and I'm really sad that it has come to an end, but I'm also thankful to God because it's the best time I can do this.
I know, when you speak about you being sad, I think there are many people who want to celebrate your career, but are equally sad. So they're still at a 50-50. Yeah. You could see it when you made the post. True. Last evening, until now.
What I can tell you is I think my whole life has been around rugby. And definitely me stepping away from a sport I've loved the most is not an easy decision to make. But decisions have to be made in life, and I think it's the best time for me to do this and just celebrate what I have done for this country, for Heathens, my club, and for all the rugby fans.
Someone is cutting onions. I think someone is starting to cut onions around the studio. Because trust me when I say that eyes are starting to become a little bit shaky. But you speak about Heathens, Michael. You've played for Heathens for 18 seasons, which means 18 years.
Yes.
I think you call Chadondo something much more than home.
Chadondo is definitely home. It opened doors to me, and I met a couple of people there. They took me in as their very own, and they nurtured me, and they gave me that fatherly figure to see that I become a better player. And definitely, I came out of my shell, and today I'm celebrating myself because I've achieved so much for this country and achieved so much for Heathens as well.
Now that you've been here for quite some time, when you look at when you started and where rugby is, what does the future look like for you?
I think rugby has evolved over the years. Back then, most of the rugby players were more of using so much energy in terms of you have to go to the gym, you have to beef up and all that. I'm not saying that it's not there now, but rugby was more one route. But when you look at the new generation, it's more about the brains and the thinking. And I think there's a very big difference between rugby of back then and these days. These days you can find a boy who's not really so big but he's doing certain things that a big boy would do.
I'm guilty to drop names, but
exactly. Exactly. So if you look at the difference is the players of these days are more skillful. than the players of back then. It's because rugby is evolving and players are getting to watch so much rugby on TV. They're understanding how to do certain things. So there's a huge difference. And one thing I've done is I've managed to see all this evolve over the years because I've played in 3 different generations. I played with the late Robert Seguyas, the Matthias Ochos. Then I had my cohort of Oscar Kalyango, Brian Odong. Then I have the new school boys of Philip Wokorach, Aaron Ofoiro, Timothy Kisiga. So there's been an involvement in the sport, and you could see that there have been changes in the way the sport is administered and the way the sport is played.
What did it take for you to play in 3 generations and still be relevant? Because, you know, it's easy for one generation to go, and even when you are physically still here in the new generation, you're not really relevant.
Yeah, I think it's because I joined rugby at a very early stage. Okay. I actually joined playing for Uganda at 19 years. So definitely when you join at 19 years, it gives you more longevity. Some players have actually joined rugby when they're already mature and they have not really spent so long in the game. So me, what helped me is I started my rugby at an early stage and I started shining when I was still young. So I made sure that I keep the shine all going through. That's why I've actually played through all those 3 generations.
Speak to us, who would be on your best 15 list? You inclusive or you out?
Okay, I would randomly, right?
Yes.
I know I may have skipped a couple of names here, but I'll just choose Brian Odong at number 1. I would go with Alex Mubiru, who is also a legend like me, has played for Heathens for so long. I would go with Micheal Chumkam at number 3. At number 5, I would go with number 4. I would go with there are a couple of players. Can we skip number 4 and 5?
Okay.
Number 6, I would go with the late Robert Seguya. Number 7, I would go with Matthias Ocho, who is a big mentor, and he was an inspiration to me when I joined Heathens because of the heart, and I lived under him as his assistant captain for so many years. Number 8, I would go with Scott Olwatch. Number 9, I would go with, let's keep number 9 for now. Number 10, I would go with Lubanga Chris.
Okay.
Number 11, I would go with Soki. Yeah. Number 12, I would go with someone I've played with for some time as well, who is Timothy Mudola. Or I would also go with number 12 still with Oscar Kalyango. Then I'll definitely put my name at 13.
Of course you have.
Number 15, I'd go with it's either Benon Kiza or Philip Wokorach because I've had a good relationship with both of them. I joined the national team 15 with Benon. Then alongside I played with Philip at some time. Let's go back to number 5. Number 5, I would go with there was a player called Joel Anguyo. He was used to play for Pirates. He was a very good player. And then I would go with I would go with Owuru Gomez. Yes, that's Charles Owuru.
When you speak about retirement, the next question then would be Michael. Blame yourself for mentioning Phil. So now, where do we see Michael? Are you going to pass on your knowledge a bit more through maybe being a coach, or are you going to disappear from rugby into the corporate world? We hope not.
I've already been passing on my knowledge to the young generation, but for now, I just want to focus on myself, because I have not gotten to love myself in a very long time, because rugby has been taking most of my time. And then also I am going to go back to concentrate more on my work so that I'm not mixing rugby with work. But in the later stage, maybe I would get involved in administering the sport in any capacity. Maybe maybe just being an administrator in one of the clubs. But one thing I wouldn't want to get into is I fear coaching so much. Why? It's because there is so much pressure. Even if your team is not doing well and the team is not fine, they will always blame the coach. So that is too much pressure on me, and I'm not someone who plays under a lot of pressure and who wants pressure in my life. But never know what the future has. Maybe I would get into a coaching role and continue administering the sport and also inspiring the next generation.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you to have a word for the athlete as we close this one off. But Michael, there's going to be your last dance on Saturday.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a handful of teary eyes at that place. But speak to us about it, including who you're going to walk out with. So
I thought of an idea that I shouldn't just drop the mic and just walk away like that. So I thought about doing a testimonial match. Okay. And we chose 20th as the best day to have this. Yeah. So it's going to have a mixture of players I've played with over the years. That will be named Team Gonya, because in rugby circles they always call me Gonya. Yeah. So I have different names in rugby circles. So it's Gonya's last dance. Yeah, Gonya's last dance. So that will be on my team. And then we'll have a team of an all-star team selected from the rugby community, from the different clubs. So Tolbert Onyango will coach my team. Tolbert Onyango, Tabaruka Brian and Athio Mohammed will be part of my coaching staff. And on the other side will be Marvin Odong and Timothy Modola. Okay. So the games are happening this Saturday. We'll have a curtain raiser of the Chadondo under 20, and then we'll have versus the SMAC under 20. And I think it's going to be a fun day because there's going to be some fun activity. And the most important thing is the after party. Yeah, as usual. Yeah, when you speak about rugby, you speak about what's going to happen on the pitch and what will happen after the pitch. That's what rugby is made of. You bat on the pitch, but after the battle, you're out there enjoying a couple of drinks with your mates. How is that day going to look like for you, Michael? Because it's going to be an emotional day for me because I have the world to thank. I have so many people I have to thank, and I don't know if I'll exhaust them. But it's going to be quite emotional for me and also for the people who have looked up to me. My team doesn't want me to retire. They don't want me to retire because I have been an inspiration to them. I've been their captain for so long. Whenever they have any challenging issues, they always run to me. And now some of them are worried and saying, who are we going to run to if Michael is not there anymore? But I'll still be around. I'll be giving a helping hand in case of anything. And then I'll see how we can get them back to them knowing that now Michael is out and we have to survive on our own. I hope you're going to be strong enough on Saturday. I am hoping I'm going to be strong enough. So what I'm going to do on Saturday is I am going to play on both teams because there are a couple of players who have not played with me. Yes. So one half I'll play with my team, that is the Gonya team. Then the second half I intend to play with the all-star team so that they can also get a feel of me playing with them and on the same team. Michael, we need to close this one off. I don't want it to end as well, just like you. We have so much more to speak about, but we need to end this one. So as you close this one off, and we are really hoping that you don't go so far away from sport, but what would be your last word to the athlete watching here on NTV Sport today regarding how to take care of their body, but most importantly, how to succeed at whatever sport they're playing? What I would say to an athlete out there is just follow your dream. And if you get your mind into a sport, please give it your all. I've seen athletes trying to juggle around different sports. I did that in my early age, but then I ended up loving rugby more. So if you find your footing and the best sport you love, please give it all your time and be determined. And one thing I can tell you is be disciplined and listen to your coaches, and also take good care of your body. Don't misuse your body because if you've chosen the sport, you need to give your body to the sport. And when Michael speaks about taking care of your body, trust me, that's why people still think he should be able to give us about 2 more years or there. So because also in a country where retirement is not really, it's not a thing. Thank you so much, first of all, for coming to NTV Sport today, especially, like I said, just hours after you dropped that bomb. NTV has been he has been following sport for a while, and every time they call me for interviews, I always come. I remember we've had a couple of interviews with NTV, so I never want to back them off. I always want to come and just talk about rugby and make the viewers understand about Micheal Wokorach, about how rugby is played and how the sport is growing. Really, really appreciate. And you can be sure I'll be there on Saturday to officially see you off and welcome you maybe partially to this corporate world. All right, there you have it, Micheal Wokorach. I can't even say anything after he's spoken for himself.